Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I've got a really yummy, I believe it's gonna be yummy, I don't know that I've made it before, but crock pot recipe to share with you. And it is Crocktober, and I kind of forgot about it. I did this last year where I shared a lot of crock pot recipes in the month of October. So I'm gonna try to do that again this year. We'll see how that goes, but for sure today I've got a delicious one for you. It is a Saturday. We decided to just be home today and get some stuff done around the house, plus relax a little bit. And I was like, I don't really want to do a lot of dishes later today. So we're gonna get dinner going in the crock pot. And before I do that, I do need ranch seasoning for this recipe. And I'm out of my homemade stuff, so I thought I'd start by sharing with you how I make that, and then we'll get into the recipe. All right, so I make mine and just keep it in the refrigerator. You're supposed to keep it in the refrigerator. I just use this jar. So we're gonna start with a half a cup of dried buttermilk. This is what I use here. And once this is open, this is found in the dry good aisles. I can't remember exactly where, I think in the baking. But once it's open, you do want to keep it in the refrigerator. Anyways, you need a half a cup of this. I'm going to use an 1/8 cup scoop just so that it's easier to get into the jar without making a mess. All right, now we need 1 tablespoon of parsley. And then we're going to use 1 teaspoon each of dried dill weed, onion powder, minced onion, garlic powder, and salt. And then if you want, you can add in a 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper. And then just shake this all together. And like I said, you're gonna store that in the refrigerator. And I was not just paying attention to the camera, so I may have been totally blocking that. But I gave you the measurements. Plus I will have it written out down below for you. And then 2 to 3 tablespoons is equivalent, I believe, to a ranch packet. And you can use it just in recipes. If you want to make like a dip, you could do 2 tablespoons or more. I like to go a little bit heavier because I love this. In like a half a cup, or I'm sorry, I think 2 to 3 tablespoons in like sour cream. It makes a great dip. And then if you want to thin it out with a couple tablespoons of milk, you have some dressing. I don't like mayonnaise, so I never make mine with mayonnaise. So that's a good option if you're like me and don't like mayonnaise. All right, so we're gonna be making a white cream cheese chicken chili. The recipe calls for 1 pound of boneless, skinless chicken breasts. And so I just guesstimated based on the package of chicken I had was over 2 pounds. So I did about half of the package. And it said to butterfly the chicken and put them in there, so that's kind of what I did. Greased the crock pot, and now we're gonna add in, I've got 1 can, hang on. All right, I had to adjust the camera, hopefully this helps. I have 1 can each of pinto beans and black beans that have been drained and rinsed. The recipe calls for 1 can of rotel, undrained, and I think this is like the, can you see that? Is it getting too bright? I think this is the equivalent of the rotel. This is the Great Value brand. It didn't say the size of can for that, so I'm assuming this is the right size. I don't really know. And then 1 can of corn, undrained. It says an 11-ounce can. This is 15 ounces, but I mean, that's just added veggies, so no problem. We're also gonna add in 1 medium onion that has been diced. The recipe calls for 1 cup of chicken broth. I'm using vegetable broth just because I have a container of it in my fridge that needs to be used and I don't want it to go to waste. And then 1 package of ranch seasoning. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons. I like to do 3, but I think I like this more than the ranch seasoning more than my husband does. And then we have 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 1.5 teaspoons of cumin. Then it says 1 teaspoon of fine sea salt. I'm just using my pink Himalayan salt here. And then more to taste if you need it. You would also add in some ground pepper here if you like it. If you're new here, I don't like black pepper, so I don't cook with it. And then it's available if my husband wants to add it to his dish or his serving. And now I'm just gonna cube up 1 block of cream cheese. So that's what I'm doing here that you can't really see on camera. Okay, so we've got our 1 block of cream cheese that's been cubed. And it's still kind of all together, but that's okay. They're cubed, they're just stuck together. Okay, so that is it. The recipe says to put it on high for 2 hours or low 3 to 4. I'm thinking mine's gonna take a little longer because my chicken was still a little bit frozen. So I think I'm going to, I'm gonna do it on low though, because it's pretty early in the day. And I'm probably gonna do it closer to 5 hours and then we'll come back to it. I figure I should probably try to give this kind of a stir. I don't know how well that's gonna work, but we're gonna give this just a little bit of a stir. Should have already done that, but it's okay. It's only been like 3 minutes. No harm. All right, guys, it's been about 5 hours. I went a little bit longer, like I said, because my chicken was a little bit frozen. So I'm gonna start by fishing my chicken out if I can, so I can shred that up. Oh yeah, you can see that's gonna be very easily shredded. Let's see if I can find it all though. Oh boy, it's falling apart on me. That's a good sign. It's just not easy to get it out. I thought about just shredding it in here, but I didn't want to pulverize all of the beans. That must be all of it. Those 2 pieces must have been stuck together. All right, so I'm just gonna take my 2 forks and try to shred this up. I probably should have used a bigger dish. So before I start adding my chicken back in, I'm just gonna give this a good mix to finish melting down that cream cheese. Well, the cream cheese is definitely melted, but to mix it in well and kind of smush the clumps, we're just gonna give that a good stir. And then I'm going to add back in the shredded chicken and then just let it sit in here for a few minutes while I shred up some cheese for our toppings. All right, so there's just a few little tiny bits of cream cheese, but as far as I'm concerned, bites of cream cheese are a gift from heaven. So we're just gonna get some of this shredded chicken in here so I have room in my bowl to finish shredding it up. All right, there is the rest of the chicken all shredded up and all the other stuff that came out attached to the chicken like beans and corn. Give that a nice toss. This is gonna be good. All right, I'm gonna let this sit in here for probably another 15-ish minutes, maybe a little longer, I don't know. I'm gonna get some toppings ready to go with dinner, and I'm still seeing a few little chunks. That's okay. Larger chicken chunks is just fine in the chili. So I just shredded up some cheddar cheese for myself and some pepper jack cheese for Jesse. And then we're gonna top also with some tortilla chips that have been crushed up. This is actually perfect use for the end of the bag. Tortilla strips would be fun too, but or avocado or cilantro. But I didn't plan for this dinner ahead of time, so I am just going with the stuff that we already have on hand. And there you go, we got some cream cheese chicken chili. Well, we finished up dinner. It was really good. Both my husband and I really liked it. I will definitely make it again. I love it because it was a true dump and go recipe. Just put everything in there and forget about it. And it was delicious. Made for a quick and easy cleanup after dinner. I just have the rest of it here cooling down before I pop it in the fridge. So yeah, that is gonna do it for today's video. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That helps me out. It lets YouTube know that you're enjoying my video, which makes them more likely to share my videos with others. So that really helps me out a lot. Also commenting and all of that. And of course, if you're new and haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so before you leave. I'm gonna be sharing more crockpot recipes for Crocktober, along with just other recipes, fall recipes, vlogs, hauls, all the different types of things. So I hope that you stick around. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.